Hi paper dolls, it's Madeline. Welcome back to my channel. I am here today with a very special project. As I have mentioned in the past, my best friend just had a baby, and I always, for my friends and relatives and anyone that has a baby, I like to make them a little golden book junk journal, just kind of as a keepsake. And she actually loves to read, and this is one of her favorite books. So I just thought I would bring y'all along and show you guys how I make a little golden book junk journal. Okay, so first thing I want to do is grab my wipe. Excuse me, y'all. Let me get y'all a little bit better here. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to take my baby wipe and I am going to just clean the cover. And this book is actually in really good condition. And, you know, I don't mind the ones that are in worse condition, but this one happens to be in really good condition. You can see there's like a little bit of ink right there that I'm kind of trying to get off. And then I'm gonna do the back, and this one has got a 90-cent little sticker on it, and I'm just gonna try to get that wet and peel it off. Now, I have found in the past from doing this that you don't want to over wipe the covers of these because it will start to take off a little bit of the cover along with the dirt. So you just kind of want to be careful. See, like it's taking the sticker off, which I want, but you just kind of want to be careful when you're doing it, and know that when you get to a certain point of, you know, especially the really old and dirty ones, of cleaning your journal covers, that you kind of, that's it, you know. And you have to make the decision, do I keep on scrubbing or do I risk taking the paint off? But all right, so we got that down and that looks good and shiny and ready to go. So now the next thing that I'm gonna do is I am going to break my book. So typically little golden books are held together with some staples. So I'm just going to kind of crack it open like this, and then I am going to rip the cover off. Okay, so there, I've got my front cover, and it did rip a little bit right there, but I'm not too worried about it. And then I'm gonna go in the back here, and since this one's in better condition, it's not really ripping as easily, so I'm gonna go ahead and just trim it. Typically, these books are just, they almost kind of fall apart, you know, before I go in and reinforce them and make them into a journal, but this one is in great shape. Okay, so there we go. Front cover, back cover, ready to go. All right, so then now it's time to work on my pages. So again, this is where I go in and I do not save any of the golden part of the spine. So I'm gonna go in and let me grab my, I have got a staple remover. And sometimes when they are really difficult to get out, I will go in with my staple remover and very carefully just try to pry the staples out if I can. Okay, there we go, there's one. Let me get that in the garbage before a dog finds it. All right, and then here comes the rest off. And I'm gonna try to, yeah. See, now sometimes if you can get it to rip the right way, it'll just kind of come loose like that. And then you can just do that. All right, perfect. So there are our pages. All right, so now the next thing I do is, golden books come in 2 signatures, okay, like this. And so what I do is take my first signature, and I learned this from a tutorial, and if I can find it, I will link it below, but a really good tutorial I found on YouTube a while back. All right, you've got your 3 covers, your 3 pages of the signature rather, okay? And then what you're gonna do is do a concertina roll, or fold rather. Ooh, where's my brain? Where you're gonna fold it back like this, and then you're gonna go in and fold it like that, okay? And you're doing 2 things. You're making your pages a little bit shorter, but then you've also got this in the back, okay? And that is going to reinforce. All right, and in just a minute, after I've done all this, I'm gonna take this over to my sewing machine, and I'm actually gonna sew this, okay? And then it'll really reinforce these pages, all right? So let me do that again. I get my page out, and then basically where your spine, you know, where you took the spine off, that line there is where you're gonna fold it back just to that line. All right, let me check it. And then you're gonna go back the other way with it. So you're just making this little fold in the back. And then while I am doing this, I am being very mindful to keep them in the correct order. Because if not, I have been known to, I don't know, sew in some little golden book pages and whoops, gotten a few out of order. So we don't want that to happen. Okay, and so there is this, and that is your front page. All right, so there you go. And I'm going to do my other signature and sew them, and I'll be right back. Hey guys, okay, I'm back from my sewing machine. So I just want to show you what I did. I went through, and this is the first signature, you can see. And then right here, I went, and this is our fold. And I folded it, and I just sewed it up like that, all right? And then when I go to bind it, I'm gonna bind right here in that crease in between. All right, and then it just stays right in order like that, and like this. And later we may trim some of that off if we need to. I don't always need to. And then I just did it for the other one, like that. So if you guys have any questions about this, leave them below. I don't know if I did the greatest job explaining that, but yeah, just let me know if you guys have questions. All right, so here are our 2 signatures ready to go. Now, I'm gonna put that to the side, and I'm gonna go back to my cover, all right? I went in and took a piece of chipboard, or you could take like 2 pieces of cereal box and glue them together. All right, and this is 8 inches by 1.5 inches, okay? And this is gonna be our new spine, all right, for our book. Now, in the center, because it is the Velveteen Rabbit, I have this really pretty velveteen material, all right? And this is approximately 3 inches by 20 inches long, all right? So I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna put that in the middle. And then what I'm going to do is glue this side here and then glue this side here, just leaving a little bit in between, and then fold up and glue again. But before I do that, I do wanna trim this down just a little bit nicer. So I basically wanna trim down to where the board book starts. So just kind of take away all of this excess here. There we go. And then this side here, just gonna take down the excess. Go right down to the board rather. Oh my goodness, you guys, I cannot find my words today. All right. Okay. There we go. Nobody's gonna see it, but I just think it makes a cleaner glue. I mean, if you trim it. I don't know if that makes any sense. Oh, you guys may not want to be watching this one. Hope it's making sense. Okay, so now I have got nearby my trusty Fabri-Tac glue, and I have a dry wet wipe in case I need it. And then I'm gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna grab a piece of I have a roll of wax paper I keep in my craft room. And when I do these signs like this, I like to do it on a piece of wax paper. So if there's any seepage or anything, it'll all, you know, come off from the wax paper, okay? All right. And I'm going to, remember that little boo-boo I made? I'm going to take a teeny bit of glue and try to fix that little boo-boo. There we go. No worries. All right, there we go. So I've got my fabric, my center fabric here. So I'm going to start out and I'm going to put a good amount of glue on my new chipboard spine. Oh my goodness. Okay. Really get the glue on there. Okay, now, and I'm gonna put this down right in the center of my fabric, like that. Just eyeballing it, okay? And then I'm gonna give it a good press. Got my bone folder right here. I'm gonna give it a good press. And then, oh my goodness, I almost forgot, y'all. Before we put the covers on, we need to put on our metal book corners. And this is obviously optional, but I've got 4 metal book corners right here. I like to do it. I just think it gives a little bit more of a finished look to your book. So I'm going to just dab some of my Fabri-Tac here and slip on one of my book corners like that, okay? And then I'm gonna grab my dry wipe, and I have a little teeny tiny pair of pliers, and a lot of times you can just squeeze it, you know, squeeze the to get it to stay on there, but sometimes you need pliers. I don't think I actually need the pliers this time. You can see it's got a good little seal on there. Okay, now let's do the one down here at the bottom. Okay. And we're just gonna get that on there. Let's wipe off the excess glue. And then I'm gonna give that a good squeeze. Wipe off the excess glue again. All right, those look great. So let's go ahead and do the back. And this is actually a really great tip in case you have a book that is not in super great condition. It really helps to kind of make it look a little bit nicer, in my opinion, because you're basically hiding those messed up bumped edges, you know, of your book. It just adds a lot to the look, I think. Okay, very good. Like that, or even, you know, worse, depending on how loved your book is. And I do love the books that have been loved. I love to make journals out of those. Okay, give that a squeeze. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to grab my glue again, and I'm gonna put a really good amount of glue right here. Okay. And then I'm going to go in, and I want to leave just a little bit of room there, you know, to fold the book. But yeah, that looks nice. I like it. And then I'm going to give that a good press. Okay. And then usually I have a lot more Christmas little golden books. This year, I think I maybe have 2. I didn't find a lot this year, but I do love to make the Christmas ones at Christmas time. Okay, gonna give that a good press there. And that looks awesome. I love the way that's looking. Okay, great. Now, we're gonna start folding our fabric up. So I'm gonna go in here with my fabric tack, and I always get some on the end of the book like that. And I really just kind of go halfway or up to where the fabric is, right here. Okay, and I'm gonna get this up and give it a good press here. Nice. Okay, and I'm gonna go back in and just add more glue. Okay, and then come in, give this a good press. Nice. And then I'm gonna come down on this side. Now, obviously I have way too much fabric here, but that's all right. We're gonna trim a little off. I'd rather have too much fabric than not enough, and I've made enough of these to know. Cut your fabric generous. Okay. So then we're gonna go down like that. Okay, and I want to leave just a little bit of overlap, not a ton. So I'm gonna just give this a good trim here. And I'm gonna be sewing my signatures into the spine here, so it's not gonna be that noticeable. But I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue right here. And there you have it. You've got your spine complete. Now, I am going to take this and I'm going to put it under some heavy books, and just to make sure it's all pressed together. All right, but there's our cover. Very happy with the way this came out. This will dry, and this is going to look really awesome, y'all. Oh, I'm so excited about it. All right, well, I'm gonna stop the video here for today, but next time we are going to maybe add some trim to our cover, and we're gonna work on our signatures and our pages in our journal. So I hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see you later, paper dolls. Bye.